So here we are again at Wootton River Cottages just outside Marlborough, which is a lovely Airbnb. It's very cosy. And we're in the kitchen area, so you can just do this recipe in your kitchen at home, anywhere you are. So Chris,
what are we making today?
So we're going to make a face toner.
Okay.
So it's quite useful. Obviously we've done an eye makeup video and we're going to do a face cream. So I know you haven't done it before, but it's really easy. So let's just start. So what you need is some hydrosols, and you can just have one hydrosol or you can have two. So I've actually got two here. I've got rose and lavender.
And what is a hydrosol?
It's just basically a water-based product which is steam distilled plant materials. So we've got rose and lavender, but you can have, I mean, if you had, say, acne or oily skin, you might want to have a sort of witch hazel hydrosol or a rosemary. You can basically play around with it. So once you've made it once, you can just sort of make a note of what you've used and then adjust it, you know, for your skin. I mean, you could just use one of these as a toner in itself.
Okay.
But we just want to add in some nicer ingredients as you do. Okay, so so basically, because I've got big ones, I put them into these bottles. So you just basically putting the whole lot in.
Okay.
And you can just smell them. So that's rose. That's the lavender. So it just adds a bit of.
So all of that straight in.
Yeah, all of that straight in.
Jug. Normal Pyrex jug.
Yeah, normal Pyrex jug. That's right, and that one as well.
Easy so far.
Yeah. And what I've done as well is because I've got big jugs of distilled water, which I just get from a motor shop. Okay. I've put some into here, so that's just got water in.
Okay.
It's very glamorous for water. So yeah, just tip that in as well. And obviously we'll have the ingredients underneath the video so you can see exactly what we're doing. And if we write it as a percentage as well, then you can just make as little or as much as you want. Perfect. So this is about 340 millilitres we're making today, about 12 ounces.
Okay.
So it's quite
good. Quite a lot.
Because I tend to just make it every few months, like the eye makeup removers. Yeah. You know, I can't be bothered to do it every month. And it's got preservative in, so we know it's going to be good. So basically, with the water, what I'm doing as well is putting in some cucumber powder and some aloe vera powder. And basically, for the water part, you'd have 10 parts cucumber to that amount of water that we put in, which is just under 5 ounces. So I put it in here instead, so I've measured it out.
Perfect.
And I've also put some of the aloe vera in there as well, but that's 200 to 1, so you need a tiny amount.
Okay, wow.
So it's very strong, so it's a good way to buy aloe vera, because otherwise you're buying sort of bottles and plastic. If you buy the powders, you can then just mix in, depending on how much you make, you just calculate it. Very easy to do. Okay. So a tenth of the water measurement would be the cucumber, and I think it was 0.006 of an ounce of the aloe vera. So that's all in there already.
And they keep okay, do they, once you've opened them, the powders?
Yeah, they do. They're pretty good. I mean, they do get a bit dried out, but you know, they're fine.
And that just goes straight in with the waters.
Yeah. Yep. It's got a sort of funny, quite concentrated smell. I remember before we did like a cucumber oil, but with this, it's just going to melt in because it's a very water-based product. Okay, so
stir in this?
Yeah, give it a quick stir, but obviously it's not going to sort of completely melt until we get it warm. So at this stage, what we're going to do is heat this to 60 degrees, and then we're going to let it cool down to 45 degrees, that's centigrade, and then we're going to add in the rest of the ingredients, you know, the nice, as well as the preservative, the essential oil, and the nice sort of, you know, skin ingredients, again, the panthenol, the things that we've used in other products. So, you know, once you buy this stuff, once you can use it in multiple products, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and you can see that's left lumps in there, but that's absolutely fine. We're not working to get that all dissolved before we heat it.
Correct. It will just melt, you know, once we... So you can do it on the stove, or I think we'll do this in the microwave.
Okay.
Just for speed, but you can also do it on the stove. Okay, so back shortly. Okay, so we've heated up the toner to 60 degrees really quickly in the microwave. It's probably about 20 seconds or maybe a bit more actually.
A little bit more than that.
Maybe a minute. And then we let it cool down to 45 degrees. And then we're just going to add in the really nice ingredients that just sort of draw the moisture to your face, help with wrinkles and all that sort of stuff.
The stuff we need.
Yes, stuff we need. So rather than bring all the big bottles, I've measured that out for you in there.
Okay.
And obviously you can just use any scales, kitchen scales, to do any measuring if you buy the products separately, and I can tell you where to buy them. So in there we've got glycerin, which is a humectant. You can also use sodium lactate if you've got acne or oily skin. I can tell you where to get that. We've got vegetable keratin, which is like sort of hydrolyzed wheat, soy. We've got hydrolyzed oat protein in there because I use that quite a lot anyway. We've got calendula extract, that's sort of antimicrobial, antifungal. But you can use any botanical extract. You could use pomegranate, you could use tea tree, rosemary. There's quite a lot around. And we've also got preservative in there, a little bit of geranium.
Okay. See if I can smell it. Yes, I can smell the geranium. Yeah,
Okay.
that's coming through. So that just goes straight in with our waters.
Yes, and actually we've also got panthenol in there as well. Last time I had the powder, this time I've got the liquid. So you can get it in different forms.
And then we just give that a stir.
And that's it, yep. So
And that's it.
that is it, yeah. I know.
That couldn't be easier, could it? I suppose measuring out is the longest part of that process.
Yeah, it is, but even that's sort of quite quick.
Yeah.
And if you just do it every 6 months or so, which is what I do.
Well, yeah, you won't need, this is going to last you, isn't it, this quantity?
Yeah, it's going to last, using it twice a day even, it really lasts a long time. And it's really nice because you can adjust it to your skin, type. So you can try it out, and if you feel that you want to try different things, you just make a note of what you've done. So, twice a year, because it's not every month, you can just, try something different and think, yeah, actually I prefer that. And also with the seasons as well, your skin changes and you might want something a little bit lighter in the summer, you might want a different scent in the winter. So, so it's really easy. Now, are you going to...
I'm going to smell it first. Yeah, you can get all of those. The geranium still comes through a bit more than the cucumber, actually, doesn't it?
That's good, yeah, because you sort of want that really.
Right, so that isn't going to go straight in there. We've got a funnel.
We do have a funnel, which
there
I
it is
can
behind
get.
you. There we go.
Oh, you've got it there. Brilliant.
Right, okay, because my skills are not that good. So this just goes straight into
the
bottle. And it can finish cooling down in the bottle.
Yeah, because it's, it's 45, so it's not that hot. Anyway, that'll be it.
Is that all going to go in one bottle?
No, I've got another one here.
Should I stop there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, yeah. You can... Oh, stop.
Oh!
It's all right, if I can have
I thought that was all going to go in there. There we go.
That's right, the place will smell lovely.
So still learning, still getting to grips.
But no, that's it. Pretty easy.
Fantastic.
Well done. Right.
Easy to make toner.
Yeah,
In the
and
bottle,
just
leave
sort
it
of shake
cool down.
it slightly before using it. But
And just with a bamboo pad or a cotton pad on the skin like any other toner.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got reusable pads, but yeah, cotton wool, something like that.
Excellent.